Hi, I'm Wayne Allen Root for Personal Liberty. U.S. Congressional Majority Leader Eric Cantor just lost in perhaps the biggest upset in the history of politics in this country. In D.C., they don't understand what just happened. Well, I'll tell you what just happened. I've written about the plight of U.S. Marine Sergeant Andrew Tamarisi for weeks. He's being falsely imprisoned by our friend and neighbor, Mexico. He's been mistreated, beaten, and some would say tortured. Isn't it time President Obama did something? Isn't it time for GOP leaders to demand action? What does this have to do with Eric Cantor's stunning defeat? Well, everything. The people who represent us in Washington, D.C. are off the grid. They're tone deaf. They're blind. They don't care about what we, the people, care about. Eric Cantor probably doesn't even know about our hero Marine stuck in a Mexican prison. And that's the problem. Our leaders are out of touch with the people and with reality. And if he did know, that's even worse, because he said nothing. Separate from the plight of our hero Marine in Mexico, we have an invasion going on right now on the Mexican border. Our borders are no longer enforced. Thousands of illegals are pouring over the border, and they aren't even bothering to hide from police or border patrol anymore. They're walking into America in plain sight and searching for the police. They're thrilled to surrender to authorities because they've heard the news. Obama has granted de facto amnesty. Obama and Holder are ignoring the law of the country. They've spread the word, bring your children, cross the border, we'll feed you, we'll house you, we'll provide you with civil rights lawyers at taxpayer expense, and you could stay indefinitely. So they're coming by the thousands from Mexico and Central America. They're young, they're poor, they're uneducated, they'll cost billions to house, feed, provide entitlements, health care, public education, and in many cases, the cost of police, courts, and prison. America's already bankrupted over $17 trillion in debt. And this, my friends, is the tipping point. And it's no mistake, it's no accident, it's no coincidence. Obama never has to face voters again. He's out of control. He is hell-bent on the destruction of America and the Republican Party in his remaining time in office. Yet, moderate establishment Republicans in Washington, D.C. say nothing. Eric Cantor said nothing. This is a purposeful plan by Obama to overwhelm the system, to flood America with poor, dependent, illegal immigrants. This is how you flood the country with future Democratic voters. Keep in mind where the government is dumping them, Arizona and Texas. This is a purposeful plan to punish GOP governors and turn red states into blue states, to flip them. This is an invasion. This is criminal. The president is the criminal. He refuses to secure the border. He refuses to send criminals back. He empties our prisons to purposely dump illegal immigrant felons back on the streets, 36,000 of them last month to be exact. He spends your taxpayer money on lawyers for illegals. He gives them sanctuary against the laws of this country. He spends your taxpayer money to run advertising campaigns in Mexico to tell illegals in America they should request food stamps. He orders the IRS to target and persecute GOP donors and conservative critics, but to look the other way while the same IRS hands out $4 billion a year in earned income tax credits to illegal immigrants who never pay taxes. This is the final destruction of America. Still, Eric Cantor and his clueless moderate establishment Republican leaders in D.C. said nothing and saw nothing and did nothing. They're like Sergeant Schultz from Hogan's Heroes. Now add in our Marine hero rotting in a Mexican prison for 2 months and counting, yet Eric Cantor said nothing and did nothing. So at this very moment, with our borders under attack, with a wave of illegals invading America to overwhelm the system, with Obama emptying the prisons of foreign felons, with Mexico falsely imprisoning and torturing a hero U.S. Marine, what does Cantor and other GOP leaders do? They publicly announce they support immigration reform and want to rush it through Congress before the November election. Folks, this is insanity. First, because it's time to stop rushing passage of controversial bills before anyone has read them. Didn't we try this with Obamacare? Didn't we already hear that if we liked our insurance, we could keep it? Didn't we hear if we liked our doctors, we could keep them? Didn't we hear if we liked our health insurance premiums, they'd actually go down? All lies. Complete fraud. Now Republicans want to rush through a bill their own base doesn't support before reading the details? Madness. But worse, any idiot knows that the GOP stands a great chance of winning big in November. We're headed for a landslide. Why would a GOP leader want to ruin all that by upsetting his base? Why would you ignore what your most loyal voters believe? Madness, insanity. There's dumb, but then there's dumber. Cantor was both dumb and dumber. If the GOP wins big in November, they'll be in a position to dictate terms of surrender to Obama over the issue of immigration reform. Right now, the GOP's at a big disadvantage. Come next January, only a few months away, the GOP will be sitting pretty. Why would anyone with a brain try to push through an immigration bill now in the waning days of Congress where you're at a disadvantage and you're going to get the worst deal possible? Madness. No one could be this dumb or blind or tone deaf. I haven't even gotten to the most important point. At this moment in time, with Mexico laughing in our face, giving us the finger, imprisoning and torturing our hero Marine, and with our border being overrun, who in their right mind would even consider amnesty for millions of people already here, illegally? Why would we even think of rewarding Mexico when they're laughing in our face? They're sending their poor, jobless citizens to us so we could pay the welfare, medical, education, and prison bills they should be paying. And next, like Fidel Castro, watch. Mexico will empty their prisons to send us their worst criminals. Mexico is a desperately poor country, and they're trying to stick all their bills and responsibilities on American taxpayers. Anyone not blind can see what's happening and what's coming. Obama has erased the border. He's obliterated the law. He's bankrupting the economy. In the bargain, he's enriching his favorite donors, the Bar Association, lawyers. He's overwhelming the system with spending and debt. The plan is accelerating. He only has 2 years left to destroy what's left of America. This is an invasion. This is the bankruptcy of our economy. This is the end of America, the end of the GOP. Eric Cantor, are you blind, deaf, and dumb? Either GOP leaders like Cantor are complete idiots, or cowards, or traitors complicit in the destruction of America. So wonder no more about the stunning defeat of Eric Cantor. I say good riddance. Now it's time to throw out the rest of the tone-deaf fools in Washington, D.C. I'm Wayne Allen Root for Personal Liberty. See you next week. God bless America.